Hello and welcome to Tiger Triangle Technologies. I'm Daniel, and we're kicking off session 1 of Grokomatic. What is Grokomatic? Grokomatic is an experimental application that I wrote to automatically create and post social media content. So let's talk about what you might learn in this series. Over multiple sessions, you can learn how to use OpenAI compatible APIs. So that means maybe OpenAI, of course, or Grok, or even locally use a llama to generate text for post. You can really generate text for anything. And we'll look at generating a related image prompt for that text. And then we'll actually generate the image as well using AI. A little bit of a bonus, you'll also see how to programmatically post to different social media platforms like X, Facebook, and Instagram. So let's jump right in. In this series, I'm going to walk you through an experimental program I created called Grokomatic. And before we jump into the code, I want to just explain a little bit about what Grokomatic does and how it came about. So this started out as just a personal challenge for myself, and it was to use the Grok API. I've always been a fan of Grok from XAI since the very beginning. I didn't really know if I'd make videos on this, but I thought, you know what, if it does end up helping somebody out there, if they're interested in how to do this kind of thing, then why not? So the real world scenario that I chose is to have it automatically post to different social media. And my goal was for it to be interesting, fun, and most of all factual. I wanted to see how AI could do with that. So it was meant, to be temporary and experimental just throughout the end of 2024. So just a month. So that's kind of the journey we're going to take. You can learn how to use not just Grok API, but any OpenAI compatible APIs. So maybe that is something that would help you out. Also, it seemed to be more the challenging part of this application was how to automate the posting of social media. And sometimes that was harder than others for different platforms, but we're going to look at posting to X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, and also Instagram. So back on November 4th, 2024, there was an announcement. API public beta for Grok was introduced to the public, finally. I've been waiting a long time for this to be available. And what they did was offer some free credits. So that's what kicked this off. What you see once you sign up is you'll have this console that you'll have from X.ai. And so what you do is you create an API key. I already did that. And then you're ready to begin. And of course, there's docs. To get you going, they have this overview, this introduction, and they have the Hitchhiker's Guide to Grok. Obviously, they stole that from me because I used to have a video series I started with that title. As you can see right here, I just thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, the integrations part is something you might be interested in. And it has where you can use just an OpenAI SDK, which is pretty awesome. It gets you up and going pretty fast. There's lots of those out there for different programming languages. What we're going to use is C# and .NET because I love C# and I've used .NET for a long time. In preparation for this, I had Grok generate 45 technological inventions or innovations. The reason I did that is I didn't want to just ask it to create one each time that I ran this program because I was pretty sure I would get some repetition. So I said just right up front, so I'd get all like different ones. I had it create a list of them up front that it could use. And also I went with 45 because at the time I wanted to have enough to get me through the end of the year, and that was kind of the days that was left when I was first looking into this. And so that's what I did. As you could look through here, I asked it to some specific things to generate, and it did a pretty good job on creating these technological inventions or innovations, 45 of them. It also grouped them, so which was pretty nice. So what I wanted to do is, because this is not a great format to use in an application, I wanted to have it in JSON. And so JSON is JavaScript object notation, and it puts it in a format like this, which is better for computers to read. And so what I wanted to do, instead of having to manually do that, is ask the computer to go in and do that for me. So I took that list that I showed you earlier, right here, pasted it in. I said, convert the following technical innovations into well-formatted JSON. It should have 3 properties: category, name, and description. And it did a really good job on doing that. I didn't have to tweak that at all. It just, and again, this is what AI is great at doing this. It saved me so much time. So went ahead and created this, and then I copied that into a file, a JSON file that I created, and we'll use that you'll see later, we'll use that in our application. I also, after that, one thing I needed was to create a C# class that will hold each of these innovations. It'll be similar to these. Each one of these will be properties. And yeah, so it did a really good job on creating that as well. And again, AI excels on this kind of thing. And so it gave me a really quick jump start after I had these innovations, right? So AI is great for brainstorming applications, creating user stories, all this kind of stuff you might need, and getting started on some of the data aspects of it. Next time we'll jump into Visual Studio and we'll look at the overall foundation of the application. Hope to see you there.